Let's take a look at some of the Southern leaders who are considered patriots and heroes. Senator Strom Thurmond, someone that we know that this man was a racist and spouted racist tendencies, even though he fathered a black child out of wedlock and never acknowledged that child's birth, even at his death. He supposedly took care of her, and yet the citizens of his state, they didn't ask him to leave his church again and again and again. And there are leaders like that all across the South. Those are just elected leaders. We didn't ask them when they ran for office, why didn't they leave their church? What I propose is what Senator Barack Obama proposes, is that we move on to a time of reconciliation. I've had a number of friends who come out of Bob Jones University and churches, and I know what Bob Jones University and churches espouse. They didn't believe that blacks should date whites and so on and so forth. But I didn't judge my friends on the basis of their institution, but I judged them on the basis of who they were. And so therefore, we learn to live and to love one another as Christian brothers and sisters. I also had Mormon friends, and I understand what the Mormon church taught back in my day. Understand that I was born in 1952, and so I lived in the South, Little Rock. I experienced segregation, not being able to go into swimming pools, schools, all those sort of things. I understand and I experience those things. But nevertheless, I've learned to move on. And that is the challenge that Senator Barack Obama is issuing to us. Will we continue to go back and say, let's look at where he went and what he did? He's already answered the question. And we all say that he's not a racist. Well, let's move on. Otherwise, we will continue, as he said, to go back again and again and again and again. And so my challenge to Mr. Dobbs and Mr. Cooper and the rest of you so-called news reporters who want to be fair, if you continue to report on Reverend Jeremiah Wright and ask the question, why didn't Senator Barack Obama leave, then you must also ask the Southern politicians, professors, pastors, and others who have relatives who believe the same way as Jeremiah Wright does. Why didn't they leave their churches? It's a complicated question because those were their friends, those were their relatives, those were their business partners. We understand that. And many of those people learn that this is no longer the way to live. And that's the challenge that's before us in America today. Now, tomorrow is Easter. What an excellent day for us to all go to the foot of the cross of Christ, confess our sins, forgive one another, and move on. That's the message of the cross. That's the message that Christ offers, reconciliation and forgiveness for our past sins. You, sirs, and women are sinners, and so am I. We all need forgiveness for our past beliefs and mistakes. Let's meet at the foot of the cross.